the people have spoken. And much like Christian looking for his peeps, my peeps here say one more week of 2K17 Universe Mode. What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug. Welcome back. It's main event. And I want to stop by main event here because we have Braun Strowman versus a referee. And I think that is hilarious, so we need to play that. It's not part of a feud, but we need to play that. Natalya defeats Nia Jax. Braun Strowman versus that plucky, young referee looking for a chance. He's got two hands, so we'll see. Can it be done? Anyway, I welcome you to Wednesday. I've now watched both Raw and Smackdown, and yes, there were a bunch of new 2K18 details in a blog post this morning. And I'm recording this way late, like 1:30, which is, for me, is super late. So I did read all those things and kind of digested a bit on that information. So first Smackdown, or some Raw stuff, then Smackdown, then 2K18 my career details, so I guess stick around for my thoughts on that. But let's get into, can this referee defeat Braun Strowman? Braun! Probably not. Probably not. That poor ref. Anyway, first of all, Raw. Things I didn't get into yesterday in terms of Raw. First and foremost, I really liked Dean Ambrose marking out for Dean Malenko. Those Deans gotta stick together. I always like when they actually acknowledge that the road agents used to be wrestlers. Like, they'll bring out Fit Finlay and IRS and whatever else, and a lot of times the commentary won't really acknowledge that, even if the crowd pops for it, you know, and whatever else. So having Dean Ambrose backstage marking out for the man of 1,000 holds, for me, as a longtime fan, was fantastic. I liked Dean Malenko a whole lot. Not a good character, but an amazing technician in the ring. The Iceman, etc., etc. So, there was that. Also, Booker T, I think, I'm not sure that they've done it before. I feel like, certainly not very often, Booker T actually saying the words, New Japan Pro Wrestling, on air. Normally, when they describe Anderson Gallows, they'll say, you know, they've traveled the world and Japan, you know, and they'll definitely say IWGP Heavyweight or Tag Team Champions. But they kind of have refrained from actually uttering the name of their competitor, New Japan Pro Wrestling. So kudos to Booker T. But it was also Booker T who was the one who said that Roman Reigns was the most hated superstar of 2016, and they quickly, like, no, he's controversial. That whole thing. And then finally from Raw, Enzo. So, aside from the whole Enzo-Miz thing, the fact they actually had a matchup with Enzo and Miz, after the fact that Enzo has been demoted, or, you know, sideways moved, or whatever it was, to 205 Live, means that match on Raw was the first interaction in an actual match, between the Cruiserweight division and the Heavyweight division. They've kept them very separate. Purple ropes, purple lights. Like, they got rid of the ropes, and whatever else. But they've been like, you know, don't have the Cruiserweights fight the Heavyweights. They've been very insistent on that. But obviously Enzo, having just come from being on the Raw brand and now being on 205, and they're also on Live, I guess it was bound to happen. But that was the first, I'm pretty sure, the first time they've actually had that happen. So, I don't know. Sure. I'm like, it's not important, but it is certainly a distinction to mention. Just because I always pick up on, you know, the little things. The little itty-bitty things. Anyway, moving on to SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler. What are they doing with Dolph Ziggler? I'm still, like, we have another week of Dolph Ziggler versus the fans. Because he's not feuding with a guy. Although the indication is that I'm hitting triangle. That's not... What? Is it a corner? I thought I had signature. Come back, move. I thought I had signature. Well, whatever. Okay, that was his... What? There was no button prompt there. Okay, whatever. Now the supposed indication is that Dolph Ziggler will be feuding with Bobby Roode. Because, you know, the whole thing with the flashy entrances, getting you over, and whatever else. Now, one would imagine that would make Roode a face, because obviously Dolph Ziggler, very much a heel. What? 619? Wait, I hit signature. I didn't get a finisher? What even happened there? I'm so confused. This referee just will not give up. Will not quit. 1, 2. Not even a 2 count. But I feel like Dolph Ziggler, well, first of all, he did the Ultimate Warrior thing with Dana Warrior in the building. That was disrespectful. But also, I feel like he's forgetting somebody very important. To complain that, oh, you only like the entrance when they're all flashy, when they're all, you know, just overdone and overwrought. And I'm like, yeah, but consider pretty much the most over, the most popular, the highest merch seller in the history of the business, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And consider what his entrance was. Not flashy. He walked to the ring. He walked to the ring, Dolph. Don't forget, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Anyway, I don't think the ref here has a finisher. I hit triangle. He does the setup for a 619, but then I get no finisher icon in my whatever. Moving on. Jinder Mahal. I feel like that promo was partially written by Vince because Vince was in the building because it was like, yeah, poop jokes. Like, what even was that? And then to turn it as, okay, this is what the average American would say to you, not what I'm saying to you, even though I just said it, you know, I don't know. It sort of worked, but Jinder's delivery and charisma is still not what you would want from, you know, a world champion. Just my opinion. Oh no! Again, I don't get a finisher. Referee has no... I mean, he's a referee. That makes sense in some capacity. But, good God almighty. Braun's just tossing around. So yeah, there was that. There was the New Day. Your new tag team champions on SmackDown. Again. And they've been rumored that they want them to not only have the longest reigning, but also have the most reigns as tag team champions. And if they keep trading it back and forth with the Usos, that's going to be hard to do. I think the Usos have more reigns than they do, so... or it's tied now, or I don't know. Something like that. If they're going to do that, they have to actually win it and lose it from other teams, of which you don't have that many on SmackDown, really. So I guess that could be a problem, if you will. There's Braun with his signature. You know what, Braun? At this point, just be the monster among men and beat me, because I don't have a finishing maneuver, and I'm just a poor, haha, referee. I fooled you, Braun. False sense of security. But also, I just wanted to see his finisher, so, you know, there's that. Anyway, James Ellsworth is in a dog collar now. What? Like, sure? They're gonna go with that and Carmella? I don't even know anymore. But that happened on SmackDown. So, I don't know. I missed that reversal. Didn't even try. Alright, Braun, you know what? You've earned this one. You've earned it. So, there we go. Braun Strowman, your winner. Braun defeats that poor referee. Here's the other referee. How could you put your hands on a WWE official, Braun? How dare you? Eddie Guerrero defeats Dolph Ziggler on main event. What do we got for NXT? An Asuka promo, Jack Swagger and Itami, Alundra Blaze and Ivory again. Triple threat match, Kevin Nash, Albert, and the Macho Man, and Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart in your main event of NXT. I know, my universe is weird. Apparently that promo with Asuka brought out Trish Stratus, who then defeated Asuka. Alright. Itami beats Swagger, Alundra Blaze defeats Ivory, Diesel wins that match. And we're going to play Stone Cold and Bret Hart. Two of the all-time greats who had some all-time classic matchups. Now then, obviously, the big news for SmackDown was the appearance of Vince by God McMahon. Vincent Kennedy McMahon appeared to inform Kevin Owens that he is fighting Shane McMahon at Hell in a Cell. I would assume inside of Hell in a Cell, which, you know, was was the assumption when they originally had mentioned that this match was going to happen. They were going to do it in Hell in a Cell. Dear God, Shane, don't kill yourself falling off the cell again. All I'm trying to say. Anyway, but that culminated with a vicious assault by Kevin Owens to Vince. He legit headbutted him. Has Shibata taught you nothing? Stop legit headbutting people, especially a 73-year-old man. What are you doing? He's old. For as much as this company is in the middle of a variety of concussion lawsuits, I don't know. It worked. It was a super effective heel move. And you know, if Vince McMahon bumps for you, you are a made man. Period. He does not bump for a lot of folks, especially at his advanced age. But no. Vince McMahon got headbutted, started bleeding, took a super kick, and then took a frog splash from Kevin Owens, which was insane. And then at the very end, out comes Steph, which is funny because, you know, she's like the Raw commissioner, and obviously Shane was suspended indefinitely, or, you know, until his match with Owens at Hell in a Cell, but she's been off TV since Mania, I think. That sounds right? That sounds right. I don't actually know. But that sounds accurate. Oh right, I gotta do a thing with Stone Cold here. Put him on the ground, and then hit signature. There we go, and do the fingers. Yep. And now, calling for that stunner. Calling for that stunner. Yeah, so that was that whole thing. Kairi Sane won the Mae Young Classic, and officially has a shot at the NXT Women's title at the next TakeOver. So one would imagine her opponent would either win a Battle Royal or some kind of a tournament in NXT itself, etc., etc. So we're looking forward to that. Kairi Sane, way talented. So they called up Asuka and they brought in Kairi Sane. Unfortunately, they did not sign Io Shirai. Those were kind of your three, you know, those were the pillars of stardom for a while there over in that federation in Japan. Very talented Joshis. Anyway, back body drop. Anyway, I guess we move on here to 2K18 discussion, if you will. Pile driver, band maneuver, Stone Cold. Can't be doing that. So they had a big blog post on the 2K18 My Career detailing a lot of the changes, a lot of the new features, a lot of the whatever. And I will say what I've said for a long time, and that's, man, that sounds good. I hope it's that good. Man, that sounds like it's fun. I hope it's not a grindy mess like 17 and 16, and to a lesser extent, 15 was. Because if you go back and you look at the blog post and the trailer for the My Career of 2K17, it sounded so good. It sounded so exciting, and then it came out, and then I played 70 hours of it, and there's Tyson Kidd, NXT champion. And it was a grind, it was not fun, and all the things in that Paul Heyman My Career trailer are technically in the game. Just like, you know, every 10 hours, here's a little cutscene that's actually unique and not, you know, just a recycled one from Universe Mode. Now, it does sound, since we're having two paths, that they'll have unique stuff for either path and not just, hey, do the Authority goal or do the Heyman goal or, you know, the same grindy stuff they had in last year and the year before. And I do like that they said that the promo system will be more cohesive this year. Not just, oh, I'm going to min-max choices because they get me the most points, even though that whole system was very, very nebulous to begin with. But instead, that if you see the thread of what the promo is, then you can follow that thread and then hopefully have a more cohesive thing, and that'll work out better than trying to min-max the face-heel responses for whatever kind of crowd it is. And the My Career invasion will take place as you're wandering around backstage, and I love that. However, I do really hope that having a full PS4 friends list, as I do, a full 2,000, will not crash the game like it did last year. Every time I tried to get onto the internet, the game would crash. Now, obviously, I'm a weird YouTube guy, so that's not a problem that everybody has. but there should be some kind of a simple line of coding in there to not make it crash when it looks at your friends list for the My Career Invasion. And I almost forgot Rusev. Rusev on Smackdown is going to hunt down and crush a legend. Whatever that means, who knows? As long as it means more TV time for Rusev, thumbs way up on that. Handsome Rusev. So tomorrow, on SmackDown, Rusev, Ziggler, Carmella, Becky Lynch, Big Baby Ellsworth again, Undertaker promo, Usos versus The New Day, much like in real life, again, and a fatal four-way. Oh, it's me, versus The Miz and Edge, and one of the Singh Bros. So, again, I'm going to exit out here, and that might change for tomorrow, because when you exit out and re-enter, sometimes the individuals who aren't in the rivalries change. We'll see, but fingers crossed. Anyway, again, end of the day, that My Career stuff sounds really good, and I really, really, really want that game to be fun, and I really want to make videos that are fun to watch with it. Please don't be a grind like last year and the year before. That's kind of the only thing I'm asking for. Seriously. Anyway, I'm Attack Slug. More videos every day. See you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out!